And if a human tries...
This is Hotel Transylvania. All of... Hello?
A human! How did you find this place?
Oh, I was just mountain climbing with... Speaking of awesome, that cape thing is killing it!
My name is Mavis.
Drax daughters!
Dracula, a devoted vampire, dedicates his life to keeping his daughter Mavis safe. He raises her alone, shielding her from every danger. He tells her stories, sings to her, and teaches her how to fly. Behind his calm smile, he is building something far greater. A hidden place that no human can reach. A place surrounded by haunted graves and restless spirits. No human could survive if they came too close. Inside this dark refuge, Dracula holds a photo of his late wife. He speaks to her softly, promising that he has finally built the safe world they once dreamed of, a place where Mavis will never be hurt. Years pass. The secret refuge becomes the Grand Hotel Transylvania, a sanctuary for monsters. Ghosts, strange creatures, and old friends arrive to celebrate Mavis's birthday. Dracula proudly announces the plans for the evening. In her room, Mavis practices what she wants to say to her father. Today, she wants freedom. She wants to see the world beyond the hotel, just as her father promised on her 118th birthday. Dracula enters to wish her a happy birthday. Mavis says she needs to talk. Dracula already knows. He keeps his promise. He allows her to go outside. Mavis is thrilled, grabs her bag, and says she wants to visit the place where her father first met her mother. Dracula hesitates. All their family and friends have come for her party. How can she leave now? Mavis smiles. She loves them all, but she wants to meet people her age and finally see the world. Dracula agrees. She may visit a nearby village, a human village, but only for a short time so she will not miss her birthday celebration. Mavis hugs her father and thanks him for trusting her. Moments later, their relatives rush in with excitement. Mavis announces that she is finally leaving the castle for the first time in her life. Her aunt freezes in fear. She asks Dracula how he can let his only daughter go to the humans who fear and hate monsters. At that moment, the real danger begins. From beyond the castle walls, Mavis transforms into a bat and flies toward the human village. She does not know that Dracula is already there, watching from a distance to make sure she is safe. When she lands, she senses something is wrong. The village is empty. No people. No sound. Suddenly, a group of humans appears, marching toward her with torches and spears. Terrified, Mavis flies back. Her voice trembles as she says her father was right. Humans are dangerous. Dracula's plan works perfectly. The humans she saw were undead villagers brought to life by Dracula to scare her away from the outside world. When Mavis returns to the hotel, Dracula rushes in, pretending to be surprised. He asks what happened. Mavis sadly tells him that he was right about humans. Dracula hugs her, apologizes for how her first trip ended, and gives her a birthday cake he made himself along with a small gift. That night takes an unexpected turn. A human boy walks into the hotel. His name is Johnny. Dracula freezes. A human inside his sanctuary. He asks how Johnny got in. Johnny explains that he was climbing the mountains with his friends. He heard strange sounds, saw lights, and accidentally stumbled upon the hotel. Before Dracula can react, a hotel guest storms in with a complaint. Dracula panics. If any monster sees a human here, everything he built will collapse. Mavis will also learn the truth. She will know her father lied. She will know that humans are not monsters. Dracula drags Johnny into a room to hide him. He takes Johnny's phone and is shocked when loud music plays. If any monster discovers this boy, chaos will erupt. If Mavis sees him, it is over. Johnny tries to act like he belongs, copying the monsters around him, completely unaware that he is speaking to the real Dracula. Dracula realizes he has no choice. He must change Johnny's appearance. He applies makeup, throws on random monster clothes, and shapes him to look like a ghost, just enough to blend in. They step outside. After only a few steps, Dracula runs into Quasimodo, the chef. He forces a smile and chats about food as if nothing is wrong. Meanwhile, Johnny slips away and looks around the party with wide eyes, fascinated by every creature. Suddenly, he stops. A skeleton stands right in front of him. A real one. Johnny screams and runs in panic. Every monster turns toward him. Ghosts, zombies, witches, all real. Johnny crashes straight into Dracula again. Dracula immediately grabs him and pulls him into a hidden room. Inside, Johnny finally understands. This is the real Dracula. This is a real monster hotel. This is not a costume party. Dracula begs him to stay calm. He promises he will not drink his blood. Then he explains why this place exists. He built the hotel to protect creatures hunted and feared by humans, and to get Johnny out safely. Dracula transforms into a bat and lifts Johnny into the air, trying to fly him straight to the exit. Johnny keeps begging to stay a little longer, but Dracula completely ignores him. Suddenly, Mavis appears right in front of them. Dracula instantly turns back, drops Johnny, and pretends nothing unusual is happening. He lies again. He tells Mavis that he only brought Johnny to help with the birthday preparations. Mavis looks at her father in confusion. His behavior feels strange, nervous, nothing like his usual self. She asks if she can take a short walk with Johnny. Before Dracula can answer, the party guests crowd around him and ask him to sing like he used to. Dracula refuses sharply. Meanwhile, Mavis talks with Johnny. She tells him that her mother chose her name. Then she asks for his name. Johnny panics. He blurts out the first name he heard earlier in the hotel. Mavis pauses, confused. That is her uncle's name. Johnny freezes, then quickly claims he knows that because he is part of the family, trying to play along as if he really is related to Frankenstein. Before Johnny can dig himself deeper into the lie, the door opens. Frank walks in, confused to see a new vampire standing with Mavis. He turns to Dracula and asks who this guy is. Dracula jumps in immediately with a forced smile. He says Johnny is there to help plan the party with fresh ideas and fun new activities. Frank nods slowly, not fully convinced. The first performance begins. A song by Dracula's relatives plays. It is painfully slow and boring. Johnny cannot stand it. He steps forward and politely asks them to speed it up. Suddenly, the room comes alive. Guests clap, laugh, and start dancing. For the first time, everyone is truly having fun. The moment Dracula notices the chaos, he shuts it down. He orders everyone to return to the schedule, the same dull ancient routine they have followed for centuries. Johnny tries to save the mood by playing music from his own playlist. The beat fills the hall. Guests cheer, rush to the buffet as it opens, and start eating. Everyone eats, except Johnny and Dracula. Johnny sits next to him and urges him to try the food. Dracula refuses, then pulls Johnny aside, tense and nervous. If the monsters discover Johnny is human, everything will fall apart. He orders Johnny to fake a severe back injury and leave quietly. But when Johnny acts it out, the guests misunderstand completely. They think he is inviting them to climb onto each other's backs and start a new game. The plan collapses. Dracula panics, grabs Johnny, and drags him out of the room by force. He tries to hypnotize him and erase the entire night from his memory. Johnny admits he is wearing vision-enhancing lenses. Hypnosis will not work. Dracula snaps and threatens him. If Johnny does not leave immediately, things will get very bad. On the way out, Mavis runs into them. She asks Johnny to join her for a quick tour. Dracula has no choice but to let them go. Mavis leads Johnny all the way to the rooftop. Johnny steps out and freezes. The entire world spreads out beneath them. He points to a glowing town in the distance and says he once went to a party there. Mavis is amazed. Johnny has actually been outside, traveled, and seen things she has only dreamed of. Johnny tells her the outside world is much better than staying locked in forever. For the first time in her life, Mavis watches the sunrise from afar. Soft light touches the sky and glows over the mountains. Close enough to see, far enough not to burn her. She cannot look away. At the same time, Dracula is in the sauna trying to relax. His relatives sit around him, talking about Johnny, calling him a nice guy, and hinting that Mavis seems interested in him. Dracula shuts it down immediately, annoyed by the idea. Before he can defend himself further, Johnny suddenly crashes down from the rooftop and lands right on Dracula's lap. Just moments after declaring Johnny gone for good, Dracula is now stuck holding him. Shortly after, Dracula and Johnny step outside. Johnny is amazed by the floating tables moving around the hall. He jumps onto one and rides it while Dracula chases him on another table, secretly enjoying the pursuit. When Dracula bumps into Mavis, she immediately asks about Johnny, which only frustrates him more. He questions her, asking if she is really interested in that strange guy. Mavis quickly denies it, saying Johnny is weird and definitely not her type. Then, out of nowhere, Quasimodo grabs Johnny after realizing he is human. He plans to cook him for dinner. A guard warns Dracula. Dracula excuses himself from Mavis and rushes off before Johnny is truly roasted. Quasimodo accuses Dracula of protecting humans. Dracula tries to convince him that Johnny is not human. Quasimodo demands proof. A test. Johnny fails immediately. The truth is exposed. Dracula drags Johnny out of the kitchen before things get worse. They enter a room filled with photos of Dracula's late wife. Johnny recognizes her from human history and museums. Dracula finally tells the real story. Years ago, a lonely man met the love of his life by chance. They built a family until one day humans attacked their home with fire. The house burned down and his wife died. Humans killed her because they feared monsters. That is why Dracula built the hotel. A safe world to protect Mavis from the outside. Johnny listens and softly says that humans have changed. It is the 21st century. Dracula demands proof. Just one sign that humans could accept them. Johnny finally gives up. He admits Dracula is right. The next morning, everyone in the hotel wakes up early. Dracula prepares for the big celebration and leaves Mavis's birthday gift on her bed. The party begins. Music, dancing, and cheers fill the hotel. Then the mood shifts. Dracula and Mavis argue when Mavis insists she wants to see the world like Johnny. At that moment, Dracula finally tells the truth. He admits the village story was a lie. He created it because he was afraid of losing her. Suddenly, Quasimodo storms in and exposes Johnny as a human in front of all the guests. Panic spreads. Johnny looks at Mavis, expecting her to pull away. Instead, she hugs him. She says she does not care if he is human or a monster. Johnny looks at Dracula and sees heartbreak in his eyes. He lies. He says he hates monsters. He says Mavis is one of them. Then he walks away, leaving her devastated. Later, Dracula enters Mavis's room and finds it empty. Mavis sits alone on the rooftop, holding the book of her parents' love story. She is crying. She says she does not want to leave the castle ever again. She has no dreams left. Just like her father. Downstairs, the guests gather at the front desk and demand their bills so they can leave. They are afraid after learning a human was among them. Dracula stops them. He begs for their help to find Johnny. Not for himself, but to protect Mavis's heart. He says Johnny is not like the humans they fear. They agree. They search until they find Johnny's t-shirt. Dracula asks Wayne to track Johnny's scent. Wayne's daughter sniffs and finds his exact location. Dracula and his relatives jump into the hearse and drive at full speed. They must reach Johnny before he leaves forever. On the road, they meet a human who casually jokes with them. They feel confused. They keep going until they reach a huge festival. People are dressed like monsters. They look just like them. Dracula asks a man for directions to the airport. The man points the way. One real monster tries to scare the crowd, but the people only cheer. He insists he is a real monster, but they still love him. He tells them Mavis's story and asks for help. Dracula must reach Johnny before the sunlight touches him. Everyone lifts their capes and banners to shield Dracula from the sun. Dracula runs beneath the cover all the way to the airport. The plane has already taken off. Dracula turns into a bat. He pushes through the burning sunlight and chases the plane. He reaches the window and calls out to Johnny. Johnny can barely hear him. Dracula moves to the front, clings to the cockpit glass, hypnotizes the pilots into sleep, and speaks to all the passengers. He admits he was wrong. He says he hurt Johnny while trying to protect Mavis. He thought he could shield her from everything. Now he knows she deserves to discover the world on her own. He is grateful that her trust went to someone kind, someone like Johnny. Dracula asks for forgiveness. He returns to Mavis's room. He apologizes and tells her to live the life she wants. He gives her the birthday gift he prepared. A travel bag. Inside is Johnny. Johnny apologizes too. He explains he said he hated monsters because he was afraid of her father. Dracula hands Mavis a ticket to Hawaii. He allows her to go with Johnny. To chase the dream she always wanted. To explore the world together, and with that the story ends here. Hotel Transylvania teaches that fear often comes from past pain, not from the truth. Trust grows when you allow others to be different and still give them a chance. Love means letting the people you care about choose their own path, even when it scares you.